always asking my guests a few takeaways, okay, that we want to remember this talk by, because we did talk about the aspiration, the idea, right, the technology, but also very practical considerations when it comes to investment and demonstrating results. Maybe a few points you want to share in conclusion.
Okay, so few point, very quick point. As I mentioned, when you see operation as something very much like, say, a simple, just like say, draw a diagram, a simple diagram, and build your idea, your concept, your key point around it. We talk about input, we talk about outcome, we talk about the black box of operation and the perceived value at the end next to the outcome. So if you have multiple point of attack there and map it with time, resource, and also business impact or business priorities. So all of a sudden you have some roadmap. And then from that point, if now we say, okay, I want to know how I can bring AI into this space, but in a practical application. I want the answer now. Put it that way. I can say, okay, easy. We can think about a couple of like principle before we jump into those kind of like experiment. Put it as an experiment. Number one, back to the basic. It is not about what you see as good. It is about, can you quickly pick up pain point or potential from let's say client's perspective. If it's small enough in terms of, let's say, even time boxing, 2 weeks. Can I do something in 2 weeks with what I have right now? That is the first principle, back to the basic. And then second is about time box. Last but not least, it is about risk management, as what you want to do with what the consequence might be in the future or liability. You have to take it seriously in terms of, like, say, data breach, in terms of legal issue, in terms of even, like, say, the buy-in, because you might have a brilliant idea, but it may be too early. At some point in the organization, the answer will be no. Or even, like, say, you start and you make it almost to the end. The answer is still no, we don't want it. So be ready for that aspect in terms of risk management. Now to the second part of, let's say, walk away. Can I get some idea and I can try? I think a couple of part that you can try. Like, say, if it is about customer service, you will talk about, you think about, let's say, I have tons of email coming to the mailbox from the company. Normally those conversations will highly unlikely having, like, say, those important information or sensitive information. Normally we're just like very generic. Let's try small. Use automation to just extract, let's say, the content part, and then use available AI tools where you can do the data extraction out of it. Just to think about it as like, say, a 2-week experiment to build up the capability and understanding, and then if it worth it, hardening it. So basically, it's like in customer service, the turnaround, the response time is critical to the customer as well as the multiple internal teams. So use that combination of, hey, I build some very simple automation component, handle email. I use AI component to analyze and extract certain information, map it, and bring it to humans, so that and then make it into like some sort of like time, based on the time, motion in time. If you can say, okay, yeah, it works in customer service, great. So that's a concept, one concept in customer service. The other one is in contract management. You can start to sign up with a couple of, you can look around and see there are a couple of vendors where they have invested in the space of contract management capabilities for years. So picked it up and then try to, again, just 2 weeks, sign up for a free account and go for something that is not that sensitive in terms of like contract management around, like SLA, for example. Just you make use of whatever they have there and extract the insight. So the executive, they see something that they can play with, as well as the team. And in the middle, with IT operation, for example, in the space of security, at the moment they have overloaded with the complexity, with the number of tools, with the demand, but there's a lack of automation and AI element that can help them to optimize it. So maybe it is a good time to say, okay, hey, you guys have tons of log that you have to go through. You have the tool, great. Teach us to do it in 2 weeks' time to help you to look after the log, look after those kind of routine check that I mentioned earlier with my team at the managed cloud services. So the same things here. It's just about, hey, coming in, do it for every single tool that they have there. I've learned that for complex organization, now it could be up to 40 different tools in their cybersecurity SIEM. And remember, it's 24/7. So in a way, it is exactly the same business operation like a customer service center. You run 24/7. You have SOA, you have priority 1, priority 2 incident, you have requests. So why don't you have the same set of technology and process to uplift the quality? So these are the 3 kind of like idea that I hope the audience can even like pick and try.
Thank you, Eric, so very much. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you, Irene.